guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. Today I have another flip through for you. This is what I'm calling the Blue Memories journal because one of the kit's names from Digital Scrap Helper, one of the kit I used is called Blue Memories, and I used most of that kit in here. I've also used EmmaParrishArtist. She also has a kit. I will post to both of these Etsy shops down in the description box so you guys can go check out all the kits that they supply. So let's talk a little bit about this cover. This is fabric on the cover here, and I learned this technique from Pam over at the Paper Outpost. Hello, Pam. If you guys have not visited Pam, then please do go to her YouTube channel. I'll post to her or link to her below also. But she had this really great tutorial on these fabric covers. And what it is this fabric has paper collaged onto it. Now Pam had used the paper side as her cover, but I wanted to use the fabric side. So that's what I did here. This image right here is from the Graphics Fairy. It's one of the free images. I added a couple of corners and added a little extra blue into the picture and thought that was a great focal point for this journal. I put this picture on a piece of chipboard which I'd covered in this light blue fabric here, and I didn't like it. It just blended into the cover too much, so I need to add a little bit to it. And I found this blue cord, which came in a pack that I got from Hobby Lobby. And I had adhered that to the outside around each corner of this chipboard. And then I tied a bow and stuck that to it as well. And it gave the cover what it needed, because it just, without that dark blue on there, it was lost on the cover, and I really didn't like that. And then I finished this off with some lace, and there's two pieces of lace on here. They meet in the center, so we've got it on the other side as well. And underneath the lace is that same light blue fabric, and I just put the lace over top of it and covered that up. This also has corners, and I really hate using corners, you guys. I don't feel like there's any good way to use a corner on these books, because when I do it, okay, here's what we've got, right? This is what we have. So I go here and here. Okay, and you think, oh, okay, that's not bad. You open it up and it's all bubbled on the back. So then you're crimping the back to try and get it to look right, and you end up with a mess. And I just really think there needs to be a handheld tool. If anybody's listening out there, a handheld tool to put corners on, and one squeeze, and it's on perfectly. There is a tool in Germany, it started, I guess, but it's a big press. So you just put the corner on your book, you stick it in this press, you push the handle, but this machine is like $900. There is something else like this, very expensive, that you can get on Amazon as well. And I don't want to spend that kind of money. I want something handheld, easy, just to crimp on a book corner. And pretty sure that I'm not going to find something like that. So I really hate the corners. They get all bubbly and messed up. I did glue them on also so they won't come off. But yeah, I don't like how the corners end up looking. And if there's some great technique that somebody can share with me on corners, then please do. Don't pardon my dogs, you guys. My husband just got home from the store. But if you have any techniques, just let me know, because sometimes on my books they look fantastic and sometimes they don't, and I don't know what the deal is with that. I used a hitch post here for the closure. And then also inside this cover is a file folder that was cut down. Now I ended up being 9 1/4 instead of 9, so I'm not sure what I did there. But it's 9 1/4 this way and 6 this way. So that is the cover. Okay, so this has a 3/4 inch spine. It has one signature. I didn't attach any charms or any of that, or any tabs or any of that stuff to this. So let's just open it up and look inside. Like I said, it's a hitch post, eyelet back here, and then the elastic to go through there. Make sure we're staying in frame here. Okay, on the inside has the same fabric on the inside spine here. Here in this front side tuck, we have a little envelope that I made. And inside this envelope is a bunch of ephemera in here, little pieces that can go throughout the journal, wherever. Those all came, I want to say they came from Temu in a pack. Well, I'm pretty sure that's where they came from. And then here is a couple of tags. These are also from Digital Scrap Helper. You guys are going to see a lot of blue, considering it's called Blue Memories. So there's going to be a lot of blue. I did add some color to it in different places, but for the most part, it's blue. This is from a paper pad. I love that color. So also, I learned from Pam these cute little flowers, and I decided to attach it to the page like she had. She used sari silk right here. I used seam binding. So we got this yellow, really pretty yellow seam binding, and the flower attached to that page. Here's the first page from EmmaParrishArtist. Beautiful, beautiful art right there. Over here is a pocket, and this really cool journal card that can be wrote on here. And then, of course, the back is plain as well. You'll get the idea now. Another Emma Parrish there. I didn't want to cover this because it's beautiful. I love the blue roses. Here's a tuck spot. This right here did come out of the Digital Helper or Digital Scrap Helper kit as one of the backgrounds. And then this was actually one of the pages, and I just turned it into a journal card. So right here can be journaled on, and then right here can be journaled on. And then probably even down the side here if you wanted to. Over here is a double pocket. As you can see here, as long as we're in frame. So we got this first pocket here, and the pocket back here. And we got these two tags, and then this is a smaller version. There's a bigger version of this order blank journal card too. I just resize a lot of stuff for whatever I want to use it for in the journal. Okay, you're going to see a lot of these little tiny divider ones. These are all book pages, and I usually make them into pockets, or I just decorate them. So there's a journal card. This one can be wrote on, and if you can see right here, I used a tag as a pole, and I just traced it out on the other side and cut the same shape. And then over here, we did this little teeny tiny pocket, and these are a couple more of those little pieces of ephemera from Temu. They were perfect for that pocket. And then up here, you'll find another spot right here. Another tag or journal card can go in there. Here is one of the altered paper clips that I made. So let's just pull this off. And this was made out of the prints from the Digital Scrap Helper. And on this side, here's the bigger order blank card. And then this one. And these can all be wrote on. And then over on this side, with the paper clip, is a bunch of paper postcards. So whoever gets this journal can back these and use them as journal cards, or you can use them as journal cards just as they are, or you can put them in some other book. It doesn't have to be in this journal. So let's put this back on first, and then we'll slide these back underneath there. I like to provide a lot of ephemera in these journals so people can play. Another journal card right here. And the back is blank. And this tuck also from Digital Scrap Helper. Here's another journal card that I did. It is kind of like, if you can see that ledger with some flowers on the top. It's like ledger paper. This came out of the Temu kit, or the Temu pack of the little papers. And then the back, of course, is plain, so it can be journaled on. And then here's another envelope that I made. And inside this is another Temu print. I just decided to put it in there. It can be wrote on, or it can be backed, or it can be attached in the journal, or anything, whatever the person wants to do with it. So we're going to slide that back in there. Over here, you see this pocket right here. This is also on one of these pages. It's one of the prints. And I just cut this out around this raggedy edge and used it as a pocket. I thought that was really cute. And then here's a tag that I made for this journal. It can be wrote on if you want to. It can be used in another journal, however you see fit. And then over here, I made this cluster. I don't make a lot of clusters, so I had a lot of fun putting these together. And this one I made a paper clip. So it just adds a little bit to this page. Over here is another book page. This is a flip up right here. So it can be wrote on there. It can be wrote on here. And then the back side, here's some more color for you. This is a Temu print again, here and here. It's actually the same print, but this is just folded under to make it stronger and a pocket. And then this was out of my stash. I made a ton of these, and over the past few journals that I've made for people, I was using up my stash, and this was the last one. So I put it in here because it seemed to fit with this pocket. Then over here is another tag that I made for this, specifically for this journal, since I used all of my tags up. And it's got this really pretty butterfly print here for the pocket. I didn't really want to cover these up, but I wanted to be able to add some more pockets, since there's half of the pages in here are that print, or that EmmaParrishArtist prints. Some more ledger paper, some journaling. We dyed this. My daughter came over and she helped me do some dyeing, and we added some dyes to this and got kind of a cool effect with some purple spots. So I thought that was kind of cool. Over here we got two pockets. This one's got a couple of stickers. So these are stickers, and they can go anywhere. These also came from Temu, and they can get stuck wherever. Most of Temu stickers I don't like, because most of them are those clear ones, and they're really hard to get off the backing off of them. And then here's a tag here. Over here in this corner, I made this little cluster of hearts, and I stained them with ink, purple. It's like triple hearts, and I just stuck them down to the page. I thought that was really cute. Here's another one of the book pages, another journal card there. And then this side is just decorated. There's nothing special about that one. Over here we have a double belly band, so we'll pull these out so you can see that. This is paper pad that I used for this. And you got this belly band and then the big one back here. And then in those are these two journal cards. This again is one of the pages in the kit, and I just shrunk it down and cut around it and used it for a journal card. Backed it on some cardstock. And then there's this one, also backed so that it can be wrote on. Here's some journal space, more journal space. Here's like a little film strip of roses, and you'll see some more of that throughout this journal. And then here is another altered paper clip. I put a little heart on this one and a little heart over here on this side. And then this one is some more paper postcards. Look at this one. That is adorable. That little girl is so cute. And then this. Yeah. So these can also be backed and used as journal space. And over here is this really cool corner pocket. This came with the kit. All I had to do was cut it out. I really like the shape of that and the blue roses on it. And then this can be a bookmark if you would want it to be a bookmark. It is lined, so it can be wrote on, and even the back. But I didn't make it a bookmark because not everybody wants bookmarks. So I could make them all day long and be happy. But yeah, so that could be a journal card or a bookmark. And then here is another journal card I made from a Temu print. Just backed it on book page. Turned out great. Mod Podged this one because it's two different prints. I don't know if you can tell that from here, but it is two different prints. So it's collaged. I did not want to cover that page at all. I absolutely love this page. I don't know what it is about it, but I don't know, I guess the way that it all came together, where it looks like a collage and there's a postcard as a focal point there. So I didn't want to put a pocket or anything on that page. And then over here, we have this little heart. I don't know if you can tell it, that's a little heart right there. That's a little heart, and we got this little tuck spot behind there, and this is just a really tiny little piece of coffee dyed paper. I thought it was so cute on there, so I left it. This is also part of one of the pages, the digital prints, but I made it a pocket. And inside here, we've got another bookmark or another tag that I made for this journal. And also to let you know, this is an envelope, and the string or the thread that I used for this journal is inside, and it's sealed, and I covered it. So now it's an envelope. So you got this big, huge pocket right here. Oh, you can't see because I got this paper clip on there. So it's this huge pocket right here. So you can put whatever you want in there, in that pocket. And then this is another cluster, but this one I purposely made neat with all the squares and triangles, and I put some trim on there and made it a paper clip, a side paper clip for this. This right here opens to a whole big journal spot. So you can journal in there to your heart's content. And then this just goes back on there to keep that in place. And it adds a little bit more zip to that page. Over here is one of the 4 pocket paper crafts that I learned a long time ago. I believe it was Barbara at 49 Dragonflies that I first saw do this, I think. I don't know for sure. So here's that film strip that I was showing you on that page. It's also something that you can, it's on the ephemera page of the digital kit. And then here is a journal card. Can be wrote on. Both these can be wrote on. And then behind here, let's put these back in first. Behind here is another of the digital pieces, but I printed it on coffee stained paper and then just made it this little fold out journal place. So I really liked the paper. That slides back there, and then here, which I love, I did add a bookmark, and it's the same film strip. I just made it bigger and printed 2 and attached them. Put an eyelet in there and the ribbon, and it says here, just keep going. And then here we got this journal card, Once Upon a Time, and it's got some lines there to journal on, and then the whole back. And then here at the bottom it says, Dare to Begin. Some more journal space here and here. A tuck spot here and a journal card here, which is another digital print out of the kit. And then here's another pocket with some more ephemera, a few tags here to write on. As you can see, they're lined. I don't know if you can see that that's lined. The back side, again, more tags. And then this cute note to self journal card I had in my stash. Over here is another pocket, one of those. It's only smaller than the other one, but I like these corner pockets like this. I put this little thing down here, this little sentiment that says beautiful, and made that a pocket. And it's got this cute little be kind card. And then in here, we also got a couple journal cards. Another double belly band here. This one Pam did with she was doing one with Book Page. And I thought it looked really good, and she added a piece over the top. So I did one too. I wanted to see how it would look in this journal, and it actually turned out pretty good. And this that you see right here is this paper right here. And so this one opens up like this, and you can journal on that. That goes in the back. And then this, remember the page I said that I loved and I didn't want to cover it? Well, I printed it out. So here we go. This was the whole thing right here. I added lines to this and added some lines here and decided to make this a journal area for someone who wants to journal. And you got the whole back, and it was printed on some coffee dyed paper. And it tucks into this spot right here. So plenty of journal space there. Right here, this is some vellum that I printed the butterfly picture on, or print on, and it just opens up, and you got 4 little pockets here with these itty bitty little tags. So each one of them has a little tag in it, and then this one down at the bottom has this cute little kind of stamp that was part of the ephemera of that kit. The Blue Memory kit is absolutely gorgeous. And then I just glued this down to this side and gave it a little bit of color. More journal space there. Another one of the 4-pocket paper crafts. And we've got a journal card here. And another tag. I made this one pretty big because I knew it was going to go in this pocket. It can't go in the back one because you probably wouldn't lose it with the ribbon on there. So the ribbon would stick out. But I just ended up putting it in this one. Oh, it could probably go in this one here pretty good. Yeah, it can fit in that one. Another book page, another pocket, another journal card there. You can write on the back. Again, my own little pull tab. Just cutting off the edges, trimming the edges, and making them pull tabs. It works. Because I don't have any templates for any of that stuff. Another pocket right here. Another tag there. And here's another rendition of the paper flowers, if you can see this. After I made the ones that Pam was doing in her tutorial, I decided to do one myself. So I took a flower stamp, and I stamped the page, and then I had the pages folded, and I ended up with 4 flowers. And I just glued them in different positions and made that. I inked fully each one of them, and the one with the stamp was the one on top, and I put a little enamel dot in the center there. I think the little paper flowers add so much to a journal. Okay, so there's an order blank. See, there's the bigger version of this. Was part of the page, and I just used that part of it. Another corner pocket there with 3 more tags there. Here's a faux envelope, and it gives you quite a bit of writing space on there. And I added my own little tuck thing there. I don't know what you call those. Over here, I cut out of a book page a heart. And it's a heart, a heart, a heart, a heart. They just get smaller. And I inked them and just put them on the page because I thought it was cute. Here is another book page, the last book page in here, and this one I did not put any pockets. I just put pictures on here. This right here is a place to journal, so I thought that would be very helpful. Over here is another pocket with a really long tag, so this one can fit in this long pocket. And another faux envelope. And then over here we got another vellum pocket. Rachel over at Roxy Creations had this tutorial, but instead of making this the opening at the top here, I got the opening here at the side. And then back here is a tuck spot for something pretty big, and fat can fit in there because there's a lot of room. Now I did this with glue on this one. The last piece of vellum you saw I did with double-sided tape, but the glue held. So if it does happen to come up, it can just be re-glued or put some double-sided tape on it and it will hold it down. But that's a good tuck spot right there. More journal space there. And then on the back page is a pocket, Once Upon a Time. This was one of the journal cards and I made it a pocket. And we got this journal card that can be wrote on. And then this tag is kind of unique. This one I was doing some ink and it stained on here, and I decided, hey, that would make a good tag. So I just added some book page, a butterfly, an eyelet, and some ribbon, and we got this tag that can be wrote on the back. And you can see the book page here because I used this. This was just, maybe that was book page that I was doing. It might be book page that I was doing that ink project on. I just used it. I was just inking something, and that's what it left behind. So obviously it was a book page there, and then I just backed it there. But yeah, I ended up leaving it in the journal because it made a cute tag. And there we go, guys. This journal is, I think, 48 pages total, front and back, because it's only one signature. Because I did 12 pages each, and then you got the front side, both sides, and the back side, both sides. So yeah, 48 pages. So there it is. This journal is going to be for sale because I was going to use this for my own personal journal and decided against it because I have a coffee kit from Darcy that I want to use. It was a free kit for her 1,000 subscribers, or I think it was 1,000 subscribers, and I've had it on my computer and I really want to make my second half journal out of the coffee one, so I decided to sell this one. So there we go, guys. That is the Blue Memory Journal. If you are interested in this journal or you want to discuss this journal, just post down in the comments below. But that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.